Hey guys, alright, today I want to show you how to sidechain with volumeshaper 4. It's going to be a method of volume sidechaining, so basically any kind of synth or sound that you run through it, the volume of where you desire it to be lowered will be ducked with like a volume envelope instead of a compression sidechain. I prefer to volume sidechain. I don't think one is better than the other, but they definitely use for different things. Let's get started. It's really easy. And we'll do this. We'll use, I'm going to open a project. I just finished this song. I think it'll be in Packed. No, it'll be in rendered. Recorded. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Say, Alright, so we'll use this. Oh, we gotta change our BPM. So now we want to sidechain that, and let's say just throw something under it. So actually, I'll do this the easiest way possible. I like to put my drums into a drum rack, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'll just draw them in here with samples that we have. So we'll go into packs. Let's see, artist samples. Maybe we'll do. Let's use one of these kicks. They're good. They're fast. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Perfect. And then we'll use a snare. For that, we'll go into BHK. They got some tight snares. Drum hits, snare. Oh, like that. Okay. So let's copy that. Perfect. All right. Sweet. So as you can tell, it's obviously not sidechained. So in order to sidechain this or anything, you have to assign it to mixer track. So let's throw it into, let's take a look at the mixer. I like to bus sidechain, so I'll put my sidechain on one track and then I'll route everything to the one track, but you can also put your sidechain on the track that your sound is in, your mixer track. So if we just go in the order of, oops, that's not what I wanted. So we just stretch this out and we put it into, so let's say I have effects or samples. We'll put it into, we'll put it into 25. So samples, see, I already have mine connected to my sidechain path, but for the sake of this tutorial, as I've said before, we'll just keep it super simple and I'll put it into an open track here. So 26 is an open track. So let's link it, 26, perfect. And now we can see it comes up. And so now we have to put a sidechain on it. So we'll open our volumeshaper 4, 64-bit. And we'll draw on our curve. So now it's automatically ducking. The way it opens by default, it'll duck every single hit of the 4 hits in the bar. So right now it's going according to 108 BPM. All right, so let's just check it out, take a listen. And then if I turn it off, you'll obviously be able to tell. All right. Okay. Also, I felt this weird thing. If I turn that sidechain on, well, I guess it's not weird, but if I turn the sidechain on in the middle of while the song's playing, while it's automatically set like that, it'll start sidechaining from where it last left off, so it'll sound off. That's why this is very good for like quick sidechaining, but I'll show you how to make it so that it actually sidechains where you want it to and when you want it to. So what we have to do here is we have to go into our channels, we need to find Midi out. Okay, Midi out. Set this to port 1, and of course this is how you link volumeshaper to Midi out. So Midi out basically allows you to write notes, and it's used as a platform for a plugin like volumeshaper to read a note in your pattern clip and react to that note. So it's basically a synth that doesn't make a sound, except for it has the effect of pressing a key on any plugin. So we'll set this to port 1, and then open our mixer here. And what we have to do here is very important. We'll open volumeshaper 4 and go into the settings for volumeshaper 4 here, and then input port, we have to match it with our Midi out. So we'll set that to 1 as well. So go back to our plugin. So now it's matched to our Midi out, and we haven't drawn any notes with it yet. So as it's on this setting, beat synced, it'll continue to just go along with the beat on its own. So what we have to do here is set this to Midi one shot, hit beat one shot, okay? And we might have to change this, but I'll explain that in a second. So now that you've done that, you can go ahead and create a pattern clip, call it Sidechain. Okay, draw it in under here, and then we'll go to piano roll in our sidechain clip and basically do a 1/4 time. So just drawing our sidechain notes, just like our drums. And the reason why I like to have drums in a drum rack is because it allows you to draw a pattern with your drums like this, and then you can ghost the notes of your sidechain so you can see them in the background, and match your drums to your sidechain or vice versa. Or you can even copy your entire drum pattern into your sidechain pattern and then fix it up from there, eliminate the aspects that you don't want sidechained and whatnot. So it's really easy. So now that it's matched up, or sorry, sunk up here, we'll copy that for 2. Then we'll open our volumeshaper, 64-bit. Okay, now you'll see, you won't be able to tell the difference, but it's actually going to move under each of these notes. So I'll just show you that and just to show you that it is reading these notes, if we cut out, say, every other note, you'll be able to see it here. Where is it? There it is. So you'll see the ducking happen only on the notes that we wrote in. Also, I forgot to mention that if you have it set to 1/4 time, it will, when you write down your Midi note here, as we have for sidechaining, if you have no notes coming after your last Midi note, then volumeshaper will automatically bring the volume level back down to whatever it's sidechaining at, or for some reason just a low level. So what I like to do is I like to make either an automation clip for the mix of the volumeshaper and just turn it off when I don't want it sidechaining, because that way you'll hear it'll continue to stay on and quiet out a big portion of your mix. So for example, and as you can tell, it stays quiet, so you might want to turn that off. Or another method getting around that is to extend the time that the ducking happens on its own. It will still read the 1/4 time, so it'll still read your Midi one shots, but when there's none left, it will wait until half of the bar to go down to a quieter level. So I mean, this is good if you have like a breakbeat or something, or I don't know, like a slower drum pattern, and you want it to continue sidechaining without dropping the volume. Although this isn't obviously as reliable as lowering the entire automation for the mix level, but you'll see here that if I do this, it won't duck out here like it did last time. It'll continue to stay at your initial volume level until it gets to half the bar, but then it's already reading your next note. So we'll do it here. Open it up so you can see it. then if I take it down, you'll notice what happens again. One more time. I'm sure there's an easier way to eliminate that, but as far as I was concerned, and as far as many shits that I gave, I just made an automation clip that turned down the dry wet of the actual plugin when I wasn't using it. So also, yeah, with this method, it's sweet because you can have as many volume shapers as you want. So you can open another one and use this as a, for example, if you're busing everything. So if you're routing all of your sounds to a sidechain bus like I have here, um, this could be your main sidechain, very heavy sidechain. This is a pretty heavy sidechain, but here, for example, you can do so. You do the same. You'd open, go to add channel, add another MIDI out, and then what you could do is set it to port 2, and go into your library, set it to input port 2. So now this next MIDI out that you've created, it'll be a totally separate sidechain. So now instead of having that heavy sidechain, you can have, for example, a different sidechain for a much lighter element of your track. So if I go into my mixer channel here, I can turn off my powerful sidechain, turn this one on, my weaker sidechain, make sure it's set to beat one shot, and we'll set it to 1/2 time because I didn't draw on those two notes. And I forgot, we have to copy this pattern, paste it into our MIDI out 2 because it is linked to our second volume sidechain. Also, another cool thing with volumeshaper, I'm sure you know if you have it, but you can choose up to which frequency, low frequency, it'll sidechain, and vice versa. You can go just sidechain the high frequency. So this tool is actually like flipping awesome for sidechaining, to a very specific degree of what you want to do. So yeah, I think that just about covers everything that you need to know with sidechaining with volumeshaper 4. If you have any questions, just send me a message. I'll be happy to get back to you. All right, peace.